Imagine this. You're going about your day, minding your own business, when suddenly, bam, a sharp, searing pain shoots through your groin. It's not just a dull ache. It's a full-blown, I can't even stand up kind of pain. Your mind races. Is it cancer? Did I injure myself? Am I dying? Here's the kicker. Testicular pain isn't just a minor inconvenience. It can be a red flag for life-threatening conditions like testicular torsion, where your testicle literally twists and cuts off its own blood supply, or even advanced infections that can spread like wildfire. And get this, -1 in 4 men will experience severe testicular pain at some point in their lives. Yet most guys brush it off, thinking it'll go away on its own. Spoiler alert, it might not. In this video, we're diving deep into the 10 most common causes of severe testicular pain, and trust me, some of these will shock you. By the end, you'll know exactly when to shrug it off and when to sprint to the ER. So buckle up. This is one ride you don't want to miss. 1. Testicular torsion. The silent emergency that could cost you everything. All right, let's dive into the deep end right away with testicular torsion, the nightmare scenario every man hopes he'll never face. This isn't just a "I got kicked in the groin" kind of pain. Oh no, this is the kind of pain that makes you question every life choice you've ever made. It's the kind of pain that can leave you sterile, or worse, cost you a testicle. Yes, you heard that right. A testicle. Gone. Forever. Here's the deal. Your testicles are hanging out down there, minding their own business, when suddenly the spermatic cord, the lifeline that supplies blood to your testicle, gets twisted. Imagine twisting a garden hose until the water stops flowing. That's exactly what happens here. No blood flow means no oxygen, and without oxygen, your testicle starts to die. And once it's dead, there's no bringing it back. But wait, it gets worse. Testicular torsion doesn't give you a heads up. It strikes suddenly, often without warning. 1 minute you're fine, and the next, you're doubled over in agony, wondering if you're about to lose a part of your manhood. The pain is excruciating, like someone is twisting your insides with a pair of pliers. And if that's not enough, you might also notice swelling, nausea, and one testicle sitting higher than the other. Here's the kicker. You've got a 6 to 8 hour window to get to the ER before permanent damage sets in. That's it. After that, your chances of saving your testicle drop faster than a hot potato. Surgery is the only way to untwist the cord and restore blood flow. And even then, there's no guarantee. So if you ever feel that sudden, searing pain in your groin, don't wait. Don't Google it. Don't call your buddy for advice. Run to the ER. Your future self and your future family will thank you. 2. Epididymitis. The stealthy infection that's out to ruin your life. Now, let's talk about epididymitis, the silent assassin of the male reproductive system. This sneaky little condition doesn't come at you with a bang like testicular torsion. No, it creeps in slowly, like a thief in the night, and before you know it, you're dealing with a full-blown infection that could leave you infertile. So what exactly is epididymitis? It's the inflammation of the epididymis, that coiled tube at the back of your testicle that stores and carries sperm. Sounds important, right? That's because it is. And when it gets inflamed, it's not just a minor inconvenience. It's a full-on crisis. Here's how it happens. Most cases are caused by bacterial infections, often stemming from sexually transmitted infections like chlamydia or gonorrhea. But here's the twist. It can also be triggered by urinary tract infections, or even something as simple as heavy lifting. That's right. You could be at the gym, pumping iron, and bam! Epididymitis strikes. Symptoms to watch for: pain and swelling in the scrotum, fever, and sometimes a discharge that makes you go, "What the hell is that?" The pain can range from a dull ache to a sharp, stabbing sensation that makes sitting down a form of torture. And if you ignore it, thinking it'll just go away on its own, you're playing a dangerous game. Why it's a big deal? If left untreated, the infection can spread, leading to abscesses, chronic pain, and even infertility. That's right. Your chances of becoming a dad could take a serious hit. And let's not forget the potential for the infection to spread to other parts of your body, turning a localized problem into a systemic nightmare. But here's the good news. If you catch it early, antibiotics can usually knock it out. The key is to act fast. Don't wait until the pain is unbearable or the swelling is out of control. At the first sign of trouble, get yourself to a doctor. And let's be real. No one wants to deal with the embarrassment of explaining to a doctor why their balls hurt. But trust me, it's a lot less embarrassing than explaining to your partner why you can't have kids. So man up, get checked out, and nip this thing in the bud before it ruins your life. 3. Orchitis. When viruses declare war on your manhood. All right, let's talk about orchitis, the uninvited guest that crashes the party and ruins everything. You might not have heard of it, but trust me, it's a big deal. Orchitis is the inflammation of one or both testicles, and it's often caused by viral infections like mumps. Yes, mumps, the same disease that turns your face into a chipmunk's and makes you look like you've been storing nuts for winter. Here's the scary part. If you get mumps as an adult, which, by the way, is way worse than getting it as a kid, you've got a 30% chance of developing orchitis. That's right. 1 in 3 men who get mumps as adults end up with inflamed testicles. And let me tell you, this isn't just a little swelling we're talking about. This is full-on, I can't even walk kind of pain. What happens? The virus attacks your testicles, causing them to swell up like balloons. The pain can be intense, and in some cases, it can lead to reduced fertility. That's right, your chances of becoming a dad could take a serious hit. And if that's not enough, there's also the risk of testicular atrophy, where your testicles shrink and lose function. But here's the kicker. The best defense against orchitis is something you probably got as a kid, the MMR vaccine. If you haven't had your MMR shot, now's the time to get it. Because let's face it, no one wants to deal with the double whammy of chipmunk cheeks and swollen balls. So if you're an adult and you haven't been vaccinated, do yourself a favor and get that shot. 4. Kidney stones, the pain that travels and makes you question your life choices. All right, let's move on to kidney stones, the tiny little demons that can cause a world of pain. You might be wondering, what do kidney stones have to do with testicular pain? Well, buckle up, because I'm about to blow your mind. When kidney stones decide to make their grand exit, they don't just cause pain in your back or abdomen. Oh no, they like to spread the love. As those little stones make their way down your urinary tract, they can cause referred pain that radiates to your groin. That's right, your kidneys and your balls are connected in ways you never wanted to know about. What it feels like. Imagine someone stabbing you in the back with a knife, then twisting it for good measure. Now imagine that pain radiating down to your groin, like a fiery hot poker is being shoved into your balls. That's kidney stone pain. It comes in waves, often accompanied by nausea, vomiting, and blood in your urine. It's like your body is throwing a tantrum and your balls are caught in the crossfire. But wait, it gets worse. If the stone is large enough, it can get stuck, blocking the flow of urine and causing even more pain. And if that's not enough, there's also the risk of infection, which can turn a bad situation into a full-blown nightmare. Treatment options. Small stones can often be passed with plenty of water and pain meds, but larger stones may require medical intervention. This can include everything from shockwave therapy to surgical removal. So if you ever feel that sharp, cramping pain in your back or groin, don't wait. Get yourself to a doctor. Because when it comes to kidney stones, the sooner you deal with them, the better. 5. Hernias. The bulge that could cost you your balls. All right, let's talk about inguinal hernias, the bulge you can't ignore. This is the kind of thing that makes you go, what the hell is that? When you look in the mirror. Inguinal hernias occur when part of your intestine pushes through a weak spot in your abdominal muscles, often near the groin. And guess what? That bulge can cause testicular pain. Here's how it happens. Your abdominal muscles are supposed to keep everything in place, but sometimes they get weak. This can happen from heavy lifting, chronic coughing, or even just genetics. When that happens, part of your intestine can push through, creating a bulge that's not just unsightly, it's painful. Why it's dangerous? If the hernia becomes strangulated, meaning the blood supply to the trapped tissue is cut off, it can lead to tissue death. That's right, your intestine could literally die, and you could end up with a life-threatening infection. And let's not forget the testicular pain, which can range from a dull ache to a sharp stabbing sensation. Surgery is often required to fix the issue, and the sooner you get it done, the better. Because let's face it, no one wants to deal with the risk of tissue death or the constant pain of a hernia. So if you notice a bulge in your groin and you're experiencing pain, don't wait. Get yourself to a doctor. Because when it comes to hernias, the sooner you deal with it, the better. 6. Varicoceles. The varicose veins of the balls that could ruin your future. All right, let's talk about varicoceles, the varicose veins of the balls. You might not have heard of them, but they're a big deal. Varicoceles are enlarged veins in the scrotum, like varicose veins in your legs. And while they're usually painless, they can cause a dull, aching pain that gets worse over the day. Here's the kicker. Varicoceles are a leading cause of male infertility. That's right, your chances of becoming a dad could take a serious hit if you've got varicoceles. And if that's not enough, there's also the risk of testicular atrophy, where your testicles shrink and lose function. What it feels like? A dull, aching pain in your scrotum that gets worse as the day goes on. You might also notice a feeling of heaviness or dragging in your scrotum, like there's a bag of marbles down there. And if you're trying to conceive, varicoceles could be the reason you're having trouble. If you're experiencing pain or fertility issues, it's worth getting checked out. Treatment options include surgery or embolization, where a tiny coil is inserted to block off the enlarged veins. So, if you're experiencing pain or you're having trouble conceiving, don't wait. Get yourself to a doctor. Because when it comes to varicoceles, the sooner you deal with it, the better. 7. Trauma. When life hits you where it hurts, and you'll never forget it. Let's get real for a second. Testicles are like the Achilles heel of the male body. They're just hanging out there, completely exposed, like a pair of delicate ornaments waiting for disaster to strike. And strike it does. Whether it's a stray soccer ball, a misplaced knee during a pickup game, or even a rough bike ride, your testicles are always one wrong move away from a world of pain. Here's the deal. Trauma to the testicles is no joke. The pain is immediate, intense, and all-consuming. It's the kind of pain that makes you see stars, drop to your knees, and question every life choice that led you to this moment. And while most of the time the pain subsides on its own, there are times when it doesn't. That's when things get serious. What could go wrong? If the trauma is severe enough, you could be dealing with a hematoma, a collection of blood that forms in the scrotum. This isn't just a little bruise. It's a swollen, painful mess that can take weeks to heal. And in the worst-case scenario, you could be looking at a ruptured testicle. Yes, you heard that right. A ruptured testicle. This is a medical emergency that requires immediate surgery to save your precious cargo. When to worry? If the pain is unbearable, or if you notice significant swelling, bruising, or a change in the shape of your testicle, don't wait. Get yourself to a doctor. Because when it comes to testicular trauma, the line between it's fine and it's a disaster is razor thin. So the next time you're playing sports or hopping on a bike, remember, your testicles are counting on you to protect them. Because once they're hurt, there's no going back. 8. Testicular cancer, the silent killer that doesn't play fair. Let's talk about the big C word, testicular cancer. It's rare, but it's the most common cancer in young men aged 15 to 35. And here's the kicker. It's sneaky. It doesn't come at you with a bang. It creeps in quietly, often presenting as a painless lump or a vague feeling of heaviness in your scrotum. Here's the scary part. Because it's often painless, many men ignore it. They think, it's just a lump, it'll go away. But here's the truth. That lump could be cancer. And if you ignore it, it could spread to other parts of your body, turning a treatable condition into a life-threatening one. Symptoms to watch for: a painless lump or swelling in one or both testicles, a feeling of heaviness in the scrotum, or a dull ache in your groin or lower abdomen. And in some cases, you might even notice breast tenderness or growth. Yes, breast growth. Testicular cancer can mess with your hormones, leading to some unexpected changes. But here's the good news. Testicular cancer is highly treatable, especially when caught early. The survival rate is over 95% if it's detected before it spreads. That's why regular self-exams are crucial. Get to know your boys. Feel them up. Know what's normal and what's not. And if you notice any lumps, bumps, or changes, don't wait. Get it checked out. Because here's the thing. Testicular cancer doesn't care how old you are, how healthy you are, or how invincible you feel. It can happen to anyone. So don't be a hero. Get checked. Your life could depend on it. Before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. 9. Prostatitis. The hidden culprit that's out to ruin your groin. All right, let's talk about prostatitis, the hidden culprit that's out to ruin your groin. This is the inflammation of the prostate gland, and it's a sneaky little devil. It can cause pain that radiates to your testicles, making you think the problem is in your balls when it's actually in your prostate. Here's how it happens. Prostatitis can be caused by bacterial infections, but here's the twist. It can also be non-bacterial. That means you could be dealing with inflammation and pain without any clear cause. And let me tell you, the pain is no joke. It can range from a dull ache to a sharp, stabbing sensation that makes sitting down a form of torture. Symptoms to watch for: painful urination, pelvic pain, and, of course, testicular pain. You might also notice pain during ejaculation, which is just the cherry on top of this miserable sundae. And if that's not enough, there's also the risk of urinary issues, like frequent urination or difficulty emptying your bladder. If it's bacterial, antibiotics can usually knock it out. But if it's non-bacterial, treatment can be a bit more complicated. It often involves pain management, anti-inflammatory meds, and lifestyle changes. And in some cases, physical therapy can help relieve the pain. So if you're experiencing pain in your groin or testicles, don't just assume it's your balls. It could be your prostate. And the sooner you get it checked out, the sooner you can get back to living your life. 10. Referred pain, when the problem isn't even in your balls. But it sure feels like it. All right, let's wrap this up with referred pain, the ultimate mind game. This is when the pain isn't even coming from your testicles, but it feels like it is. It's like your body is playing a cruel joke on you, making you think your balls are the problem when the real issue is somewhere else. Here's how it works. Conditions like lower back problems, nerve issues, or even appendicitis can cause pain that radiates to your groin. So you're sitting there thinking, what the hell is wrong with my balls? When the real problem is in your back or your appendix. Why it's tricky? Because the pain is in your groin, you might waste time focusing on your testicles when the real issue is elsewhere. And if you ignore the real problem, it could get worse. That's why a thorough medical evaluation is key. You need to get to the root of the problem, and that might mean looking beyond your balls. Symptoms to watch for: pain in your groin that doesn't seem to be coming from your testicles, along with other symptoms like lower back pain, abdominal pain, or nerve-related issues. And if you're experiencing pain along with other symptoms like fever, nausea, or vomiting, it could be something serious like appendicitis. Treatment options: it all depends on the underlying cause. If it's a back problem, physical therapy or pain management might help. If it's appendicitis, you'll need surgery. The key is to get a proper diagnosis so you can treat the real issue. So if you're experiencing pain in your groin and you can't figure out why, don't just assume it's your balls. It could be something else entirely. And the sooner you get it checked out, the sooner you can get back to living your life. Here's the bottom line. Severe testicular pain is never something to brush off. Whether it's a twisted testicle, an infection, or something more sinister, your balls are trying to tell you something. Listen to them. If you're experiencing pain, don't play the waiting game. Get to a doctor, get checked out, and get peace of mind. Your future self and your future family will thank you. So what are you waiting for? Share this video with every guy you know. Because when it comes to testicular pain, knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. Thanks for watching.